in constructive rest. You know, I always like to tell you that if you know you need to take a break, take it. Those of you that are recovering from any injury or issue, please, please, please honor your body and take the rest you know that you need, and take the modifications that you know I am going to offer you. Go ahead and come onto your back. You're bending your knees, and you're going to have your arms along the side of your body if that feels, or you can put them above your head. You can put them wherever you want. Oof. Just making sure I'm still in the frame. Good. All right, so just starting to focus on your breath. As usual. Breathing in deeply through the nose and exhaling fully through the mouth. Big breath in, fill up. And a big breath out through the mouth. Inhale. And exhale. And now breathing in and out through your nose. Same idea of taking in a huge inhale till you can't hold any more air. Hold it and then exhale fully through the nose. I want you to really feel the contraction of your abdominals as you exhale, helping you to push all the air out of your lungs. And then I want you to feel the belly and the ribs expand as you inhale. Hold it. Squeeze all the air out. Big inhale again from the belly all the way up to the collarbone. Hold it. And exhale. A couple more, inhale. And exhale. So we're working up towards our wide-legged forward fold this morning. So just a lot of hamstrings and inner thigh stretching. But you can always choose to bend your knees if it becomes too much for your hamstrings. So go ahead right now and bring both of your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug and squeeze. And as you move through your practice today, I want you to pay super close attention to your body and how it responds, and make sure you take like I said before, make sure you take the breaks that you need. Just give yourself a gentle little rock from side to side. There is going to be a point in the class where you are going to back knee. Don't panic. It's short and sweet, and you'll be able to follow because you're not going to stay that way for very, very long. And it's nice to mix it up. So slow your rock and come to absolute stillness. Keep your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg along your mat. When you extend your left leg along your mat, imagine you're standing up on that leg. So you want to make sure you're really grounded through the sole of the foot. So flex the ankle, push through the ball of the big toe and the base of the baby toe mound as well as the heel, and squeeze the leg and press the back of the thigh down into the mat. Take the hands to the back of the right thigh, pull the knee into the chest. Just slightly draw your right hip down towards the mat, towards where your standing leg is. And now extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. The leg could be as straight as is comfortable for you. This is probably one of the first major stretches you're doing for the day, so you can have a bend in the knee if you need to. Just stay here, try to stay relaxed. Big inhale, big exhale, and maybe you can straighten up the leg a little bit more. Don't forget your left leg. Press the right thigh into your palms. Now, hopefully when you did that, you felt your lower back lift off the mat a little bit. If you didn't, I want you to make that happen. And now push the heel and the ball of the big toe, or foot, sorry, and the base of the little toe up towards the ceiling. Relax through the neck and shoulders and just focus on your breath once you've got all those bits and pieces in place. On your next inhalation, bend your right knee. Take the right hand to the shin bone and move your right knee over to the right. Place the left hand down on the mat to prevent you from spilling over to the right. So you don't want your left hip to lift. Remember, you're standing up on this leg. So you want to stay really nice and still in the pelvis. Breathe deeply here. And on the next inhale, squeeze the inner thigh, bring the knee back up, and exhale. You're going to move your knee over to the left, but not all the way over. The knee's going to come more in line with the left hip bone. Take the left hand to the outside of your knee. Right hand comes to the floor. You're going to pull the knee down towards the hip without allowing your right butt cheek to lift way off the mat. Okay. So pull the leg down and push into it at the same time. So this is simulating your standing spinal twist. On the next inhale, release the bind, and the exhale, extend the right leg all the way down to the mat. So now you're standing on your right leg, draw the left knee into the chest. Clasp your hands around the back of the left thigh. Move the left hip bone away from the rib cage, small movement. And then slowly extend the left foot up to the ceiling. Any amount here will do. Wherever you find your comfort zone, just press the back of the thigh into the palms. Make sure the lower back isn't pressing into the mat. You want your natural, nice, long, curvaceous spine to be present here. And go ahead and bend the left knee, taking the left hand to the shin. Right hand comes away, press into the mat to help you counterbalance. Take an inhale and exhale, move your left knee over to the left. Stay anchored, especially on the right. Take an inhale, squeeze the inner thigh muscle, and exhale, bring the left knee over to the right. Right knee's gonna hover over the left knee's gonna hover over the right hip. Right hand to the left knee, left hand anchors you. Take an inhale, exhale, move the knee down a little bit further just to deepen that stretch. On your next inhale, bring the left knee back to center. Exhale, hold it there, then draw the other knee in. Give yourself a hug. Now you're gonna roll up. So you can take the hands to the back of the thighs, lift your head and shoulders up. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, you're gonna like donkey kick, push to lift yourself up. When you do not cross your legs just yet. Keep the heels up in line with your knees and hold it here for a little half boat. You can keep your hands to the back of the thighs, or you can take the hands away. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and now you may cross your legs. Right hand down to the floor, take your inhale, bring the left arm up and exhale over to your right. You can go as far over to the right, maybe even the forearm comes down onto the mat, as long as the left sitting bone stays heavy. Stay here for full breath in and full breath out. And then inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, release, go on to the other side. Inhale, grow super long in your spine. And exhale all the way over to the left. Watch for the right shoulder coming up to the air. If that's happening, draw it away from the air. And then inhale back up to center. And exhale, you're just going to cartwheel the left hand over to the right and move into a twist. So the right hand comes in line with your right butt cheek. Take your inhale and exhale, gentle twist to the right. Stay there for a full breath in, full breath out. And then reverse cartwheel up and over to the other side. Full inhale, full exhale. Inhale up to center, exhale to release. Extend both of the legs out in front of you. Keep your toes and knees pointing up. Take an inhale, both arms will reach up. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold for any amount. Full breath into the back body. And exhale, draw your navel in. Another big breath in. And a big breath out. Inhale, slowly start to roll up. And exhale to release. Make your way onto your hands and knees. So now we're going right into it. Fingers spread wide. You want your wrists underneath your shoulders or just a little bit in front of them. And the knees can be just a smidge behind the hips or stacked right under. If you're accustomed doing knees directly on the hips, maybe try it a little bit differently today. Just take a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, lifting your sitting bones in your heart. Exhaling, rounding the spine. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. One more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Inhale, come back to a nice long spine. I want you to really squeeze the belly and exhale, lift the knees off just a few inches. Okay? So if you can, well, I want you to try it anyways. If you cannot, just come right into downward dog and then bring your leg up. But from here, I want you to stretch the right leg out behind you and then push up into three-legged dog. Once you get the leg up there nice and high, step the right foot to the right hand. Keeping the right knee bent, drop your hips, you're up on your fingertips. Take an inhale, straighten out your right knee any amount, push the left heel down. Exhale, bend the right knee, move the heart forward. Exhale and inhale. So we're going to go again. Straighten out the front leg, push the left heel down, bend the right knee, move the heart forward. Actually, let that be the inhale here. And the exhale is when you straighten out the front leg and fold. So inhale, bend the right knee, move the heart forward again. And exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale, straighten out the front leg and fold. Push the left heel far down to the mat. And now inhale, listen carefully. You're going to bend the knee. When you exhale, you're going to bend the left knee and step the right foot back to that hovering position. Left leg is going to shoot up behind you and then lift up into three-legged dog. Left foot to left hand. Good, right knee is nice and straight. You can keep a bit of a bend, and if you need to, pull the left hip back. Inhale, lift the heart forward. Exhale, straighten out the left knee as much as you can here. Fold, push the right heel down. Inhale, bend the left knee, lift the heart. And exhale, shift the hips back and fold. Let's go for about 3 more of these, moving with your breath. Inhale, bend, look forward, lift the heart up. Exhale, suck the belly in, fold. Inhale, heart is full. And exhale, flex. Last one here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, flex. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, move the right foot forward and come into a forward fold. Next in-breath, you're going to slowly reverse swan dive all the way up to standing position. Sweep your arms around and up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. Just making sure my head's not chopped off. Good. Take an inhale, sweep your arms around and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift or monkey. Exhale to fold the body in half. Keeping all that air out, take a giant step back with the right foot. You can modify and place your knee down. And then take your inhale, sweep your arms up for your lunge. Exhale, keeping it modified into child's pose or going to downward facing dog. Inhaling into kneeling or full plank. Exhaling into your chaturanga. Coming all the way down and inhaling into cobra or taking up dog if you're ready for that. Deeper of a back bend. Inhale, press yourself up. Exhale into your extended child's pose or downward facing dog. The next in-breath, step the right foot forward to the top of your mat. If it doesn't get there on its own, use your hand to help it forward and then add arms. Fingertips to the floor, step your left foot forward. Fold the body in half, press down into the feet, reverse swan dive up on your in-breath. Then exhale, sit back into chair. Utkatasana. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift or monkey. Exhale, fold. Giant step back with the left foot. Lunge pose. Kneeling or full, arms lift. Hands to the floor, downward dog. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, you choose which back bend you like. Exhale, down dog. Left foot to left hand. Arms up. You can modify the arms by bringing the hands to the heart. Fingertips to the floor. Step your right foot forward. Fold your body in half. Root down through the legs. Rise all the way up. And sit back, chair. Good. Let's go for another round. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Right foot steps back, lunge. Move the arms up, left hip is moving back. Plant your palms, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, three-legged dog. Right leg lifts. Right foot to right hand. Arms up. Fingertips to the floor. Left foot moves forward into your forward fold. Root down to rise up nice and tall. Sit back, chair. Last time on your left side. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Left foot steps back, big lunge. Sweep your arms up. Downward facing dog. Plank pose. Chaturanga, make sure you pause. Up dog or cobra. Three-legged dog with the left leg. Left foot, left hand. Everybody there? Arms up. Fingertips to the floor. Right foot steps forward, fold. Root down, rise up. And exhale, chair. Inhale, arms sweep around and up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. If you need to take a sip of water or wipe your brow, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, let's keep it moving. We're taking our break? Okay, good. Whew. All right. So you're just going to take the hands around and up. Take the right hand and grab a hold of your left wrist. Keep the shoulders away from your ears and keep your tummy drawing in. Take your in-breath, grow super long in your spine. And as you exhale, just pull yourself off to the right. Take another inhale. And exhale, lift up a little bit more. And then see if you can reach a little bit further. Keep the left shoulder away from the air. Good. Inhale. And exhale, release. Go ahead and change sides. Take a big breath in, lift up. And then exhale, pull yourself to your left. Now when you inhale again, see if you can lift up both sides, not just the right, but the left as well. Lift up. And exhale, reach over to the left a little bit more. Take an inhale here. Last exhale. Inhale back up. And exhale, release. Just roll your shoulders out a little bit. Both directions, forward and back. Okay, good. So back at the top of your mat, feet at hip distance or a smidge wider. Take your inhale, sweep the arms up. Then exhale, come into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift or monkey. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees, plant your palms and step back to downward facing dog. Just take an inhale, sweep the right leg up, keeping your right leg straight and keeping your hip closed. I want you to really push through the heel and ball of your right foot. Now take a big breath in, and as you exhale, I want you to move your left hip over to the right. But keep pulling the right inner thigh in to the midline as you do this. Maybe let the left armpit lift up a little bit. And come back to center. Sweep the right leg up, keeping that leg straight even more if you can, and now step it to the front of your mat by your right hand. Okay, hop the left foot in a little bit and drop the heel down. You're hopping the left foot in enough so you can place your entire left foot firmly planted on your mat, but you're maintaining hips distance here. Draw your right hip back, push down strongly to the outer edges of your left foot, and now inhale, sweep up into warrior one. Okay, so you're pulling your ribs in, you're drawing your right hip back. If you want to, you can get a longer stance if you can maintain strong connection through the outer edges of the left foot, okay? Hold this here, warrior one, shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead and place your hands to your hips. You're going to take an inhale, straighten out your right knee. Exhale, draw the belly in. Take another big breath and fill up the entire rib cage. As you exhale, hinge at your hips and come into a nice flat back, okay? Keep pulling the belly in. Release your fingertips to the floor. Take another inhale here and exhale, fold. Now, if this is a hell of a lot in your right hamstring, bend the knee a little bit here. Let the head drop. Keep the shoulders away from your ears. Pyramid pose. Breathe. Don't forget the back foot. Push strongly into it. On your next inhale, lift the gaze to the front of the mat. Walk your hands forward, bend the right knee. Step the left foot back just a smidge, taking the heel off the mat. You're moving into standing split. So walk your right hands further forward even more and transfer your weight into the right leg, float the left leg up. Take another inhale, move the heart forward as you lift the left leg up higher. And now exhale, pull yourself into a fold. Now with this, see if you can keep the left leg straight and turn the thigh inwards so you're not opening up the hip. You can take your right hand and wrap the form around the back of the right calf and pull yourself more deeply into this fold. Draw the right hip back. Take one more inhale. Last exhale. Release the fingertips to the floor. Bend your right knee. Rest your left toes and knee down. Walk the left hand back. Take an inhale. Bring the right arm up. And as you exhale, just open up the chest up towards the sky. You might lean over to the left a little bit. That's okay. Let that happen. And now rest the right hand back down to the mat. Float the left knee off and step back to downward facing dog. We'll do the vinyasa after the second side. Left leg lifts. Keep the left leg super straight. Keep it hugging into the midline. So really turn on your inner thigh muscles, your adductors. Draw the right hip back and keep reaching it back and over to your left. And feel that stretch in the other right hip. And now release that. Bring the left leg up even higher and step the left foot to the left hand. Whew. Take a look at the right foot. Shorten your stance just enough so you can drop your back heel all the way down. And you're turning your toes slightly outward, just shy of 45 degrees. Make sure the left knee generously bent and draw your left hip back. Then squeeze into the midline and sweep the upper body and arms up into warrior one. Hands to hips. Straighten out the left knee. So inhale into the rib cage, keep it nice and full. Exhale, draw the navel in. Take another inhale, fill up the rib cage again. And this time as you exhale, hinge at the hips, sucking the belly in. Fold, pause when you get halfway, then release the fingertips down and then continue to fold. Bending the left knee any amount here. And just take a moment to pay attention to what's happening at the hips. Notice if your left hip shifted forward when you came into the fold. If that feels like that's happening or has happened, draw your left hip back. Get ready to move into our standing splits, lifting up the gaze, bending your left knee, pick up the right heel. You might need to step it back a little bit. Turn your toes forward. Walk both hands forward. And you want them to be, your arms are going to get their fullest length here. The idea is that when you shift your body weight forward into the left leg, your shoulders come over your wrists. Okay, so you float the right leg up, draw the left hip back. You're now supported warrior three. Wrap the left arm around the back of the thigh. Take your inhale here, nice long full heart and spine. Exhale, fold. Left hip is drawing back, right thigh is turning inward. Squeeze the butt cheek, lift the inner thigh up on the right. Inhale, release. Exhale, bend the left knee. Rest the right toes and knee. Right hand can come a little bit off to the right. Take the left arm up and open up. Lean over to the right. Open up the heart up towards the sky, but still hugging into the midline. And then plant the left hand. Lift the right knee off. Step the left foot back into your downward facing dog. Take your vinyasa or maybe rest. You're going to flow. Take plank pose. Lower into your chaturanga. Take up upward cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, sweep your right leg up for three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open up your hip. Pick up the left armpit so you're not allowing the upper body to twist. Inhale, lift up super high onto the ball of the left foot. And now exhale, step your right foot to the top of your mat by your right hand. Once you're there, bring the upper body and arms up. For your high lunge. Big breath in, lift up. Exhale, pivot on the back foot. Drop your heel. Open up into warrior two. Take an inhale here, turn the right palm to face up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Right shoulder away from the air, left hand to left leg, or maybe it comes to the hip crease on your right, your choice. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh for side angle, left arm alongside left ear. So this is coming up to where you're going to turn to the back of your mat. Okay, but just check in with the right shoulder. Make sure you're keeping the shoulder away from the ear so your spine is long, neck is long, shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift up to warrior two. You're going to pick up your right toes, pivot on the heel, and turn to face the long side of your mat. Toes are going to be slightly out, heels are going to be slightly in. Take a big breath in here. So you're like in a 5-pointed star position. Make sure that the heels, your ankles are underneath your wrists. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, you're going to bend the knees, bend the elbows, and move into goddess pose. So you're pushing the knees out. You're keeping the belly, the front body long. Draw the elbows back, but keep pulling your ribs in so you don't allow your lower back arch to deepen. So here's where you're going to back knee. You're going to inhale, come back up to that 5-pointed star shape. Pick up the right toes and turn so that the foot is parallel to the short end of your mat. And you're going to turn your left toes to the front of the mat, or back of the mat. So bend the left knee, reach for the upper left-hand corner of your mat and move into balance and half moon pose. So float your right leg up, right arm up towards the ceiling. A little bit of a bend in your left knee. You can keep looking down at the floor or maybe start to turn your head to look towards the long side of your mat. Or maybe even keep turning to look all the way up. If this is too much for you, you can leave it out and just go into downward facing dog. We're going to come back to that just now. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Bend the left knee, lower your right foot to the floor. Bring your right hand down, turn your toes on the right foot to face forward. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, bend your left knee, open up the hip, lift the right armpit up nice and full, come up super high onto the ball of the right foot, and now with control, step your left foot to the top of your mat by your left hand. Once you're there and you're happy, come on up into your high lunge. You should be backing me. If you're facing me, you've done something wrong. So from here, drop the back heel and open up into warrior two. Turn your left arm to face up and reverse your warrior. Left arm is moving up, right hand to right leg or left hip crease. Inhale into your warrior two, exhale into your side angle. So left forearm to left thigh, right arm alongside your right ear. Inhale, come up to warrior two. Exhale, come into your goddess position, or let's go into 5-pointed star. So lift up the left toes, pivot on the heel. You're going to pause when you get halfway, so you don't want the feet perfectly parallel. Now pick up the right heel and turn those toes slightly out. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, sit back into your goddess, bend the elbows, bend your knees. Draw the elbows back. Inhale, stand up, come back to that 5-pointed star. So let's start with the left foot. Pick up the left toes and pivot on the heels so that foot becomes parallel to the short end of the mat. Now pick up the right toes and turn them to the short end of your mat. Bend your right knee and reach for the upper right hand corner of your mat for your half knee pose. Floating the left leg up and the left arm up. Rolling the left shoulder and hip onto your right. Remember how we started and you were pretending you were standing on the leg we were lying down. Now you're standing on that leg. And now pretend you're standing on the left leg and really, really push through the heel and ball of your left foot. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Slowly start to bend your right knee and very carefully rest the left foot to the ground. Bring the left hand down, pick up your left heel, turn your toes to face forward. Step back into downward facing dog. You should be all facing the front of your mat again. Inhale, move your body forward into your plank. Exhale, lower into your chaturanga. Inhale, take your upward facing dog in cobra. Exhale, push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Breathe. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more, inhale. Big exhale. From here, right leg lifts. Do not bend your knee, but I want you to keep the right leg straight, but still open the hip, just as you would if you bent the knee. Keeping and picking up the left armpit. Take another inhale, sweep your leg up even higher if you can, and now exhale, step the right foot to the right hand. Whew. Once you're stable here, go ahead and sweep the upper body and arms up into your high lunge. Big breath in, lift up, exhale, drop yourself into warrior two. You have another balancing pose coming up, but you're not turning to the back of your mat this time. Reverse your warrior. Keeping your right knee nice and deeply bent. Unless you're taking care of your knee, then a little less of a bend is okay here. Really connect to the legs. Draw the abs in. Inhale through warrior two. Exhale into triangle pose. Straighten out your right knee any amount here. Pressing down strongly into the ball of your right foot. Inhale, back up to warrior two. As you exhale, pick up the left heel, turn the toes to face forward, come back to a high lunge. So from here, you're going into a revolved high lunge. So reach up. The left arm is going to reach up. You're going to bring the right hand around. Start to twist to the right. Take the right hand to the back of the left thigh. Turn the left palm to face up and move that arm up and back and look over your right shoulder. From here, you're going to reach your left hand to the upper left hand corner of your mat. Okay, way forward. Transfer the weight into the left fingertips and the right leg. Float your left leg up. Take your right hand to your right hip. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, draw the right hip back a little bit and start to turn and draw the right shoulder blade back and look up towards the ceiling. Revolved, half moon. Hold it. Inhale, start to look back down towards the mat. Release the right hand to the floor. Exhale, bend the right knee. Rest the left toes. Walk the hands back. Take downward facing dog. Rest or flow, yogi's choice. We all meet back up in downward facing dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. Left leg lifts. Keeping your left leg straight, Open up the hip. Picking up the right armpit. Now squeeze and lift the leg up a little bit higher if you can. And now step it forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, upper body and arms lift. Exhale, settle into your lunge. Draw the belly in, ribs in. Left hip moves back just a smidge, or maybe it doesn't. Just check. If this is further forward, pull this back, roll this forward and in. Okay? From here, inhale, lift up. Exhale, settle into your warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior, and exhale, pause there. Try not to let the left hip sink. You're keeping your left hip lifted, and you're lifting out of the waist, lifting out of the pelvis and reaching up and back to get the side body stretch. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale into your triangle pose. Hand to shin, inside of the thigh or the outside. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, coming into your lunge. So pick up the right heel. Turn the toes to face forward. Right arm is going to reach up. Actually, bring both arms up. So you're going to reach. You're going to spin to the inside or to your left. Left hand is going to reach way around and rest on the back of the right thigh. Turn the right palm to face up and sweep it up and look back over your left shoulder. So push the hand into the thigh and press the back of the right thigh up into your hand. And then squeeze the inner thighs in, pull the belly in. See if you can get a little bit more length and lift up and look back a little bit more. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale, come out of the twist. Now reach the right hand way to the upper right hand corner of the mat. Left hand to left hip, shift the body weight forward, float your right leg. Take an inhale, nice long spine. As you exhale, you're drawing your left shoulder back. And you're opening up to the left. Try to keep the right leg up nice and high. One more inhale. Last exhale. Slowly release the twist. Fingertips to the floor, bend the left knee, rest your right toes. Walk the hands back, and now step the left foot back into downward facing dog. Inhaling into your plank. Exhale, take your chaturanga. Take your cobra or your up dog. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. I'm gonna let you hold this for about 3 inhales and exhales. So you can choose to take them in your downward dog or in child's pose. Take a big breath in, fill all the way up. And exhale, let it all go. Once again, big breath in, fill up. Hold it, exhale. Let it all go. One more time, huge inhale here. Hold that inhale and exhale, let it all go. Inhale, right leg lifts for 3-legged dog. You can bend the knee, keep the leg straight, whatever you like for this. And then step your right foot forward. We've done lots of lunges. Maybe by now it's easier to get that right foot forward. Maybe you have a deeper lunge. Just notice if there's any change. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, settle into your lunge. Just check in with the hips and the pelvis. Notice what's happening or not happening there. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, settle into your warrior two. I know, warrior two again. Great hip opening pose. And now lift up, straighten out the right knee, lift up the right toes, and turn so that the feet are parallel. So I want you to keep the arms straight out and just check to see, you can look and see if the heels are underneath your wrists. And if they're not, widen your legs till you get to that point. Okay? Teeny tiny bit. Actually, I don't want you to turn your toes in much here at all. What I want you to do for me is to connect to the soles of your feet. So make sure you can feel the big toe mound, the baby toe mound, and the heel firmly planted. And then, I know arms getting tired, huh? And then I want you to think about, okay, bring your hands to your hips. I want you to imagine that there's a line moving from the inner left heel to your upper right big toe mound and vice versa, okay? And they are pulling in towards each other. So draw your feet in towards each other so you feel your inner thighs activate. Now with your hands on your hips, I want you to take a big breath into the rib cage. Fill up the rib cage to the front, sides, and back. And hold that shape. Exhale and pull your navel in, okay? Take another inhale into that big, huge rib cage you just created. And this time, as you exhale, draw the navel in, and you're gonna hinge from the hips. When you get to halfway, release your fingertips to the floor. Take another inhale here, and exhale, allow yourself to fold even more deeply. Let the head drop. Shoulders are away from the air, so just draw them back gently. Breathe. You can rest your palms to the floor. You're rolling your thighs inward, allowing your sitting bones to move up towards the ceiling, and you're letting your heart melt down towards the earth. Maybe shift the weight a little bit into the ball of the foot here, or the ball of your feet. To get out of this, we're going to come back up the same way we entered, but not just yet. Let's stay here for one more inhale and exhale. Now, I didn't say, but if this is a lot of your hamstrings, please, or even your lower back, please bend your knees. So go ahead now and take your hands to your hips. Draw your elbows back. Take your inhale, fill up the rib cage. Then come all the way up on that inhale. And exhale. Whew. Let it go. Bring your arms back out. Pick up your right toes and pivot on the heel. Turning your foot back to the front of your mat, back into your warrior two. Okay. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Pick up the back heel and step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Flow or rest, yogi's choice. If you're flowing, plank pose, chaturanga, Adho Mukha Shavasana. From your downward facing dog, left leg lifts. Left foot to left hand. Settle into your lunge before you bring your upper body up. So when you come up, you don't have to adjust anything. And then come on up. Lift up, settle into your warrior two. And go ahead and straighten out the left knee, lifting your left toes up and pivot on your heels, bringing the feet to parallel. Now, if you felt any discomfort whatsoever with the feet at parallel, you can bring the toes in just a smidge. Okay, but we're coming back to that same sensation that we created before. Rounding down heavily or strongly into the feet through the legs, and then drawing them strongly in. I want you to see if you can get your hip points to come towards each other. So really pull your lower belly in to help support your back in this posture. Hands to hips. Take your inhale, fill up the rib cage. Keep that fullness, that size, that expansion of the rib cage. Exhale, draw the belly in. Go ahead and inhale into that expanded rib cage, and as you exhale, start to fold. You're going to fold all the way down as you did before. Release the fingertips when you get halfway. Take an inhale, extend through your elbows and lift the heart up. And now exhale, suck the belly in and fold. You can stay here with the palms on the floor, or you can take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Now, if wrapping the big toes with the fingers doesn't work for you, you can hold on to the ankles or take your hands to the outside of the shins. Whichever option you choose doesn't matter as much as it is the ability to be able to bend the elbows and have them pointing outward to the short edges of your mat. So choose whichever one is easier for you to hold, and that's what you're gonna go for. So you take your inhale, and as you exhale, let it press down into the big toe mounds and the toes. Bend the elbows, you're going outward. You might have noticed the shoulders want to come up to the ears. You're going to draw them away so your neck stays long and free from tension. And same thing as before, when you did it before, your thighs are rolling in, the sitting bones are moving up, and you're letting the heart soften down to the earth. You shouldn't have any tension in the neck at all. And you can bend your knees here. Totally fine to do that. Release the mind. Bring your hands back to the center. Take your inhale. And exhale here, hands to hips. So you're going to inhale and lift yourself all the way back up to that standing position. So take a huge breath in, fill all the way up. If you run out of air, take another one. Come all the way up. Good. Lift up the left toes. Turn the feet, or your foot rather, back to the front of the mat, back to your warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel. This is your last vinyasa for the morning. Pick up the back heel, turn the toes to face forward, and step your left foot back. I'll do this vinyasa with you. Your downward facing dog. Roll your body forward into your plank. Lower into your chaturanga. Pause. Take your up dog or cobra. And exhale, back up to downward facing dog. Shift the body weight forward. Rest your knees and come all the way down onto your belly. You can make a pillow with your hands and place your forehead to the back of your hands. And just rest here. So we're going to stay here for 3 rounds of samavriti, which is in equal ratio breathing. You're inhaling for the count of 5, holding for the count of 5, and exhaling for the count of 5, and holding once again. So I'll guide you through that 3 rounds, and then we're going to move into cobra pose. So wherever you're at, empty all of the air out of your lungs, and go ahead and take a big breath in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the breath out. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3,
4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, come back to your regular breathing pattern. So beginning to bring some awareness back into your body, continuing with that nice deep inhale and exhale we just got going. Moving your hands so that the fingertips are in line with your shoulders. You're strong in the legs, but not powerful. You're engaging them, you're pressing the tops of the feet down, the thighs are down. Knees might be slightly off. Before we get into the cobra, I want you to pay attention to your pelvis. So you're drawing your belly in, supporting your lower back. And speaking of back, I want you to bring attention to your back body. Your back body is going to be strong here to help support you in your back bend. So now, just check your shoulders. Take a look at your shoulders. And in your periphery, you might be able to see where your elbows are in relation to your shoulders right now. So I want you to pick your shoulders up. So lift them up or draw them up or back so that they're more in line or closer to being in line with your elbows. And then notice what that picking up action has done as it relates to the back body. You might have noticed that space between the shoulder blades started to get really, really fired up. That's what you want. So you want to squeeze them, pick the shoulders up. Okay? And now pull your heart forward and start to lift your gaze and lift the upper body up. Feel that intensity on the back body get even stronger. Those muscles contract a little bit more. Now the pelvis, your belly's drawing in and your tailbone is moving towards, as well as your toes, towards the back of the mat. Even the elbows are drawing back a little bit. It could even feel like your hands are pulling back so you can pull your heart center through. Hold that. Keep breathing. And remember that one golden rule you must be able to swallow in your back bends. Check now. One more inhale and exhale, release. It should feel like you did some work. So we have the palms fully planted on the mat. This time we're going to come up onto the fingertips. Same thing we did just now. Anchor the legs, belly in, pick up the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together. I like to think about there being this marble in front of my nose and try to roll that away. And the reason why you want to think about that is there's a tendency in back bending to stick your chin out in an effort to get higher. But I want you to think about reaching the crown of your head and your heart away from your toes so you create length and allow that lengthening sensation to be what gets you the lift. Now, if you find you're pushing down strong in your fingertips to get that lift, I want you to get light feather touch with the fingertips and then release. The last cobra you're going to come up into, you're going to take your hands off. In fact, I want you to hover the hands and lift up. So, back into your cobra, hands are hovering. Pick the shoulders up. Inhale, simulate everything we were just doing and lift up into your cobra. Last inhale and exhale to release. You can go back to the pillow of the hands with the forehead to the back of the hands. Wiggle the legs a bit wider. Allow your body to be completely soft here as you would for your Shavasana, and just shimmy the hips from side to side. Come to stillness. Breathe into the back of the body. Fill up the rib cage towards the back. Hold it and exhale fully. You have a choice of making your way into downward dog and jumping to the front of your mat and having a seat, or you can just press yourself up to the knees and kickstand the feet off to one side and bring your legs around the front. Who chose to jump to the front of their mat? Anyone? No? I didn't either. I'm like, oh, no. Good. I did it in my head. Does that count? Okay. So just pause here for a moment. Wipe your brow, take your sip of water. We're just going to do a few stretches and then we're heading into Shavasana. But I want you to start with Baddha Konasana. So you can elevate your hips a little bit on a rolled up blanket, towel, throw a pillow. I'm going to use my block because that's what I have nearby. And you're bringing the soles of your feet together and you want your heels close to the groin. Butterfly pose. So for butterfly pose, it is a forward bend, it's a hip opener, and you want to try to keep your spine long. If you're already in it, more power to you. Don't come out of it, stay there. You're holding on to your ankles. Take your inhale, the heart lifts, and exhale, hinge at your hips just as you would for any fold. If you want to open up your hips more and get a deeper inner thigh stretch, you can choose to take the elbows to the inside here and push the knees down, squeeze the glutes to get a bit more of an opening. I'm not really fussed on that right now, so I'm choosing not to, but if that's what you feel you need, then you go ahead and do it. But just be mindful of what happens with your shoulders. They want to come up to the ears, and that's going to cause you to scrunch up and round the spine, which is not what you want. So draw them back and move your heart forward so you can keep your spine long. If you're opting not to push the knees down, which is what I'm doing, even if you are, you still have to be mindful of that. Okay, I'm going to try to turn sideways. Now, my spine, I have some extra curvature, so having a nice long straight spine is challenging for me. Oh, wait, I need that. But I'll try to show you what I need as best I can. So it's easy because we all desperately want to get our fold nice and deep, and we want to force it, especially if our hips don't allow for it. So when you start, you're sitting, your spine should be long. When you fold, it's going to be long. You want the shape of your spine to be what it would be in your child's pose. So you're not going for this. This is if you're going into tortoise pose, and if you were, your feet would be further away, where you would round the spine. You welcome the rounding of the spine. But that's not what we're looking for here. We want you to maintain that nice long spine and not bunched up like this. So the shoulders are back and down. Take your inhale. You hinge. The movement comes from the hip. The minute you fold forward and you start to feel you want to round, you know you're going too far. So just stay there. And if that's your fold, you're still getting the stretch. That makes sense? Hope so. Good. And then take your inhale and exhale, release. So from here, you're going to stretch your left leg out, but keep your right knee bent. You support your knee if, for whatever reason, it's not down on the floor like that. Okay? I'm actually forcing it a bit, so I'm going to put my block in place. So the foot is coming to the inseam of your left inner thigh. Bring the right hand around behind you. No, that's not what I want. Take the left hand around behind you, take your right arm up, take a big breath in. You're going to exhale and twist over to the left. Keep the left leg active. And notice whether you're leaning off to one side to facilitate the twist. If you are, you feel one sitting bone getting light, ground down in that sitting bone. So you might need to dial back the twist a little bit. Take an inhale, sweep the right arm around and up. And exhale, pick up the right knee and hug it in and twist to your right. Inhale, release. Let the right knee come down. And exhale, hinge and fold. Take an inhale and exhale, release. Other side. Good. So we're twisting to the right. So the right hand is going to come behind you. Left arm comes up. Big breath in and exhale, twist to the right. Keep your left toes and knee, your right toes and knee pointing up. Inhale, sweep the left arm around and up. Exhale, pick up the left knee and hug it into your chest. Left arm comes behind the left butt cheek, twisting to your left. Take an inhale, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, left hand follows. Inhale and exhale, hinge into your fold. And take a big breath in and exhale, release. Go ahead and bend both knees. As I always like to say, take a look behind you, make sure that you have enough space behind you for your head. And go ahead and carefully roll all the way down onto the back. Come back to that constructive rest position. Just want you to do like a little mini windshield wiper with the knees. Shifting them a little bit from side to side. Come to stillness. And take it into bridge. Nice easy bridge, nothing too major unless you feel you want a little bit more. So you're just lifting the hips up, feet should be in line with your hips, the knees. Creating one long line, head stays still. And then when you're ready, lower your bum back to your mat. Feel free to take it into a little twist here or any other stretch that you feel you need to do before you finish your practice today. A nice easy twist is a great way to go if you're not sure what you want to do. My personal favorite is to just let my knees fall to one side, arms above my head, and just look over to my left. And then you can take it over to the other side if you did choose a twist. And then go ahead and come back to center and extend both of your legs fully, 1 foot to each corner of your mat. Arms are slightly away from your body with your palms facing up. Or if you want to feel more grounded in your Shavasana, palms can face down. The choice is yours. Closing your eyes if they're not already closed. Turning your attention inward. Just noticing if there's any part of you that still feels a bit tense that you might be still holding or gripping. Just give yourself permission to soften and to let it go. So you can enjoy the next few minutes of quiet relaxation. Once again, becoming aware of your body, becoming aware of your surroundings, becoming aware of your breath. Just starting to wake up, moving your fingers, your toes, maybe even slowly moving your head from side to side. Take a big breath in and extend your arms above your head. Stretch your body out in two opposite directions. Exhale, side out, let it all go. Go ahead and bend the knees and bring them into your chest and give yourself a great big hug and squeeze. And then go ahead and release both of your feet to the floor and roll onto your side. Just pause there for a moment. Then you can go ahead and make your way up and come into a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to your heart. I want to thank you all so much for sharing your energy with me this morning and trusting me to guide you through your practice today. Be free, be true, and always be you. Namaste. Thank you.